It seems the Winter King has woven ice too rare and powerful for mere fire. I don't know how long she'll last within that ice. There must be a way. I don't know how long she'll last within that ice. There must be a way. I don't know how long she'll last within that ice. There must be a way. I don't know how long she'll last within that ice. There must be a way. I don't know how long she'll last within that ice. There must be a way. I don't know how long she'll last within that ice. There must be a way. I don't know how long she'll last within that ice. There must be a way. I don't know how long she'll last within that ice. There must be a way. I don't know how long she'll last within that ice. There must be a way. I don't know how long she'll last within that ice. There must be a way. I don't know how long she'll last within that ice. There must be a way. I don't know how long she'll last within that ice. There must be a way. I don't know how long she'll last within that ice. There must be a way. I don't know how long she'll last within that ice. There must be a way. I don't know how long she'll last within that ice. There must be a way. I don't know how long she'll last within that ice. There must be a way.
Rawr! That is, how can I help you, my friend?
chilled to my bones.
Need to warm up. It's so cold here.
Sister, we are free! And who is this? Can it be that a frail mortal human faced and bested our own scheming warriors? Ah, but this is no mortal, I see. Strange you take the guise of a source hunter. But I shall of course honor your chosen form. Indeed, I suppose I should have expected that one of your kind would snare our brother sooner or later. Morius always did dance uncomfortably close to the dark arts. But I suppose the others of we elemental monarchs thought it better not to interfere in the affairs of his realm. No, like fools we waited for his pride, his hunger for more and ever more power, to pull us from our own seats of safety and into his sordid storm. We and with us all the subjects of the realm of Fairy do owe you our lives, Source Hunter. If, no, not if, but when, we might be of assistance to you in this dimension, you must call upon me personally. Source Hunter, it would be my sincerest honor. Take this rune and use it to summon me when you're near the witch once more. If she can be extracted from Boreas ice, I'll find a way to make it so. I am King Sewer of the Summit Kingdom of Calvia, brother, alongside the other elemental monarchs, to the unfortunate and insane Boreas. In earlier days, we ruled the four realms of Fairy in relative peace, each of us the master of our own kingdom. But something changed in Boreas. He grew darker somehow, more than was typical of his usual melancholy. We worried, yes, but chose not to intervene. Boreas was the Lord of Hyberheim, and it was his right to rule it as he pleased. When our brother called the elemental seats to convene in Hyberheim, we were ecstatic. Boreas seemed again interested in the joint rule of Fairy, in upholding the long-established diplomacy of our lands. When we arrived, however, it was not Boreas who greeted us, but a dark figure. A woman with a stare like blackest fire. In her staff she held a demonic power, the likes of which I've never felt. And as we were sucked into its depths, we thought we'd never see the light of Fairy again. I listened closely when I could to Boreas' doings. From what I could tell, it seems this woman had little contact with our deranged brother after the initial exchange of the staff. From what I could tell, the arrangement was thus. She gave him us, contained. And in return, he gave her access to his great star stone, and scores of imps he'd invited to Hyberheim. After that, the two parted, and I heard little more of the woman. In his fits of madness, Boreas would sometimes bellow abuse about the demon woman. I can only assume he meant the same who trapped us.
We best be on our way then. The spring and autumn kingdoms won't rule themselves, you know. May our paths cross soon, Source Hunter.
Ah, our champion has returned. Have you yet determined how I might repay my debt? Indeed, Source Hunter. If I listened, she gave. I am king, but when we arrive.
I don't know how long she'll last within that ice. There must be a way.
There she is. The White Witch. Prisoner in ice.
I wonder what sorcery
Or worse, sorcery we'll have to use to get her
I
out.
don't know how long she'll last within that ice. There must be a way. I don't know how long she'll last within that ice. There must be a way. I don't know how long she'll last within that ice. There must be a way. I don't know how long she'll last within that ice. There must be a way. I don't know how long she'll last within that ice. There must be a way.
This is your White Witch, then? And you're sure you want to free her, are you? Even our mad Boreas wouldn't have wasted such precious ice on a petty criminal. Whatever she did to find herself here must have been rather severe indeed. But I am in your debt, and I would be remiss not to honor your request. Shield your eyes, Source Hunter, to melt ice of this.
Gods, it's colder than a witch's teat. How very callous of Leandra to inter her only sister in a barren tundra for eternity.
Ikara, you're all right? The ice, King Boreas, and your sister. What a frigid hell you've endured.
And yet not even a frigid hell like this could induce you to put on a shirt, could it, Ahu? My old friend, surely I have you to thank for my salvation.
That honor goes to a pair of talented source hunters, actually. If not for their efforts, I'd be quite uselessly prowling around your prison still.
Then perhaps I ought to address my savior directly. Source Hunter, is that the masquerade?
Well, what a motley crew we are. Isn't there somewhere a bit warmer we might discuss matters? Ah, yes, of course, of course. Do pardon me. I didn't mean to imply you were very clearly eternal beings in the guise of minor mortals. Not at all. Please, let's do carry on. Oh, yes, I suppose I am. But I do prefer my given name. Ikara, that is. Charmed. But I hope I haven't disappointed my own hero. Am I just as white and witchy as you'd hoped?
First things first, Source Hunter. For my freedom, I owe you every imaginable thanks. My soul had withered in this prison, and I might not have survived much longer without your help. Now, about the culprits. My corrupted sister and the mad Winter King. When I realized exactly where, and to whom Leandra was consigning me, I was certain I'd never enjoy the sun's warmth again. But neither she nor I anticipated the Source Hunter. That was her mistake, and my blessing.
I never would have imagined Leandra capable of dealing with the likes of Boreas, but she has changed into someone I hardly recognize anymore.
I take no pleasure in the memory of that night. The thought of hurting anyone or anything is abhorrent to me. But in this case, I judged it necessary. If you've come this far, I trust you've learned that the Counselor was far from a humble civil servant. This doesn't excuse my behavior, but perhaps it can help to explain it. It's a sordid story, to be perfectly frank. Two sisters, a philanderous, treacherous wizard, death and mayhem. Are you sure you're interested in such things? The sparkle in your eye belies your better nature, Source Hunter. Now I know that it is your duty to get to the heart of this. And, in truth, the events of that night were but one part of a larger and much darker matter. A matter in which I'll dare to beg your assistance before we're through with one another. Now that terrible night. One night, as I slept, I had a sudden revelation. No dream, but a vision. My sister Leandra and my lover Zandalor. I didn't understand, but I recognized their location. Syceel's King Crab Inn. I arrived and looked through their window, but inside, everything was wrong. Leandra had fled, and Counselor Jake stood over the wizard, a knife in his hand and hate in his eyes. As I watched, he drove the dagger deep into Zandalor's heart, and I was too late to stop him. In that moment, I broke. I saw before me not a man, not even a beast, but evil incarnate. And I used Source to slay him. On the floor lay Zandalor. In my hands, I held Jake's life force. I had sworn never to use Source, but I couldn't walk away. And so I did the unthinkable. I used the Counselor's life to save Zandalor's. He was alive, but only just. Betrayal. Murder. Source. We were all of us guilty now. If you were any other Source Hunter, I suppose you'd strike me down where I stand after that terrible admission. Fortunately for us both, you are no other Source Hunter. My own little sister, if you can imagine it. She was always the more ambitious, the more exacting of us, and she had no fear of the darkness that so often accompanies Source. Her collusion with King Boreas in imprisoning me here confirms my worst fears. She is planning something far greater than I could have anticipated. For this reason, and with a heavy heart, I must ask you, Source Hunter, to find out how far exactly Leandra has become entwined in the dark arts. I hate to extend my own invitation, Source Hunter, but I believe I ought to accompany you to Zigzax's hideout. Presumptuous, yes, but I'd recognize the imp's essence just about anywhere. Both he and you must learn more about the darkness that has extended itself into our dearest Rivellon. And I believe I know where we—
Ah, but unless that's a bear flailing through the threads of time, I do believe Master Zigzax is on his way. Make way, Source Hunter Land.
Hunters, you've done it! Ikara is free! Ah, what good it does my impish heart to see her safe and bright as ever! We have much to discuss. Come one and all to the end of time. A spot of something warm and the soft glow of the tapestry ought to do us all a bit of... Ikara, now, if we're done playing hide and seek, let's not waste a jot more time. Oh, I just can't wait to pick your every synapse.
After you, Master Zigzax.
So that's the White Witch, eh? I expected someone a little more evil. I can't say I'd cut her down from a stake, but she sure has fewer haunts.
We've solved the murder and caught the culprit, yet this case feels anything but closed.
The eyes on the White Witch of so many legends.
There's more to this crime than simple fact. Killing a killer is hardly the same as killing an innocent, after all.
We'll have to learn more before we...
Aha! The Starstone Seekers return. Most for now, I will refrain from entertaining, or, as the case may be, annoying you with hapless conjectures until in the maze that is my mind, I happen to stumble upon a clue more concrete than mere theory. In the meantime, and in the interest of saving time, please tell me your thoughts about the lady you talked to in the Hall of Heroes during your previous visit. Deceive. Desert. Your words, they ring a distant bell, but they are but pieces of the puzzle. But no, hold your chattering tongue, Zixax. You promised you wouldn't hazard any guesses, and you'll stick to your word. You have my thanks, friends, for indulging me. A new portal has opened, and no doubt you are as curious as I am to find out what lies beyond. Let's go and... I wonder who awaits you in the next chamber. I wonder what they'll say.
This place looks rather cozy, doesn't it?
It does!
By the fangs of the void, it is true. She told me she had seen you. Yet never would I have believed her delusions until here, now. They manifest before me. You have become undeniable. The scurrilous sentinels themselves. It is miraculous, irrefutably so. But oh, how low you have fallen. Look at what you have become. What was stars have become moribund embers. You are to be pitied.
Demon.
And none too friendly either.
This isn't my chest. Which somehow I knew.
this chest. I know it to be mine. But how?
getting too cold to concentrate.
Well, Wanderer, this well is still stuck here, willing to weep at any wee thing.
What's this? The spell? How wonderful! What a joyous surprise!
I admit I was snapped. The willful king, Heimerheim, of course. Well, Wanderer, this well is still stuck.
What's this? The spell? How wonderful! What a joyous surprise! Wanderer, you've saved me. Come near to me and read it. If all goes well, I should be back in Sicil with Wally in no time.
Simply wonderful. The spell.
We'll meet again.
Like an actor just waiting for his big debut. All right.
No, sir.
Those boots will embarrass a bridge troll.
What's the
status,
Another peaceful day, sir.
Excellent! Let's keep it that way.
About face! Shoulder barracks! March! Recruits! That was sloppier than Sicilian stew. Again! Those boots will embarrass a bridge troll. Get to shining, recruits!
Sorry, sir.
Attention! About face! To the barracks! March! Recruits! That was sloppier than Sicilian stew. Again! Attention! About face! To the barracks! March! Recruits! That was sloppier than Sicilian stew. Again! Attention! About face! To the barracks! March! Recruits! That was sloppier than Sicilian stew. Again!
Welcome back to Seal Hunter. The Legion greets you.
Whisked Willie back to Wally. Wow! Whip out your wallet and wing a bit of gold my way, and I'll wow you in return. This well wishes to work his magic. I'm wild with delight now that Willie's where he ought to be. Thank you. What a wonderful day. You brought him back. What would you like to wish, our most willing friend? Decide how much you're willing to spare, and I'll will you something wondrous in accordance. A wee wallet yours must be. Well, here's your reward.
May the goddess guide you through the forest and keep you safe.
Hi there, cutie pie. Wanna have a good time?
Tell me, sweetie, you have someone, or are you always this hot?
This is most excellent news. Welcome to the Immaculate Bowl.
Oh, yes.
I can feel the goddess's finger coursing through my
Oh, you startled me. Let me compose myself. Hello, stranger. How can I help you? He will? But that means he's... Oh, no. Oh, not my cutie, broody buttercup.
Hi there, cutie pie. Wanna have a good time?
Oh, I could do with a cold drink.
Divines doubly bless you, friend. I shall be very glad to share what information I can give you. By all means. Crikey! So, there truly were undead about the lighthouse, and ghosts to boot. Did they overcome my legionnaires, I wonder? So far, not a single one has returned. My legionnaires, they all perished? How fate has treated them wantonly. And if it weren't for you, the archaeologist would surely have died as well. He has much to be thankful for. Were that I had. For 2 years, all news has been bad news, and clearly nothing has changed. More dead, more undead, and more letters. Still, I thank you for telling me, Source Hunter. Knowledge is better than uncertainty. So I did. The Pact of The chances of survival during these sorties are own Lieutenant Celine. Now, I certainly don't mind a bit of help, and that is exactly...
Greetings! These stalls... Rivellon's finest work up mighty fine appetite serving the seven.
Recruits! That was sloppier than Sicilian stew. Again!
Ah, the Source Hunter. Oh, so let me by Belagars. Anyway, be these truths if you must. Yes, and he also spends most of his time in the guide. I don't see how much. I heard she has a cottage in the forest north of the city. I'm sure. Would you take me? We may well. Brava. How am I? We are the. I'd say they're looking for weeks. I'm Captain.
Sorry, sir.
You think that's funny, Private?
Sir, no, sir.
Attention! About face! Recruit! That was sloppier than Sicilian stew. Again! Those books that embarrass a breach club get to shining recruits.
Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir.
That was sloppier than Sicilian stew. Again! Those boots that embarrass a bridge troll get to shining recruits.
Sorry, sir.
You think that's funny, Private?
Sir, no, sir.
Attention! About face! Not! Recruits! That was sloppier than Sicilian stew. Again! Attention! About face! Recruits! That was sloppier than Sicilian stew. Again!
Sorry, sir.
Sir, no, sir.
Recruit! That was sloppier than Sicilian stew. Again!
Beyond these walls, the dead roam free, Hunter. Be vigilant.
Since when does the wind sound the same as a stray dog hungry for bones? My bones!
Oh, for the love of Grosvenor.
Did you hear that?
It's just the wind, Blossius. Cool your boots.
Since when does the wind sound the same as a stray dog hungry for bones? My bones!
Oh, for the love of Grosvenor.
How did it go? Don't spare any details. We need to make a full report to the lieutenant.
Now that's an interesting story. Clean the grip from your ears, and I'll tell you all about it. Show that compassionate spirit I so admire in you, and help these homesick soldiers.
Sicile will gain nothing from our swooping in and letting its legionnaires pack up and leave without doing their duties. Do I need to cram your big mouth with a knuckle sandwich?
No, we'll do as I say.
So, let me get this straight. There's a ghost inside operating the lighthouse, and you managed to do away with the bad beasties at the base of the thing. Whew, sounds like a job well done.
And I'm sure Selenia will be thrilled to hear we did it. Another triumph for Legion Daring Do. And if this doesn't buy us a ticket home, nothing will.
I'm overheating here. Did someone leave an oven door open?
There. 24 skeletons crawled out of the ground, encircling us.
Well, look what the cat dragged in.
Really? I could have sworn we were the ones who inspected the lighthouse.
Right you are. We did all the work while they...
What in the hells is the meaning of this, Legionnaires? You cowered from your duty... Lieutenant, we hold to a lying tongues. To the...